everyone, my name is Chloe, and today we're here to talk about my December TBR. So every month I debate, do I do TBRs or not? And months like these, I can't help it. I have to because one, obviously it's the month of Christmas, and I am not somebody who like September, October, November, I don't really need to read Christmas books, but in December, I really like to until I burn myself out. So that's already kind of a TBR. And then there are two really fun readathons going on that I want to participate in and with creators that I love. So I really want to support. So I went ahead and made full TBRs for these two readathons. And so let's just talk about what it is. Again, these are going to be a pile of possibilities because lately you tell me I have a list of things. So earlier me would have been like, okay, I am to a fault. I am going to get these done even if it kills me. And now I'm like, well, as soon as you tell me I want to read those, I actually don't want to read those. So we'll see. We'll see what gets read. I should go back and do like a TBR audit for the year and see how many books I actually read off TBRs. But it is my plan to read all of these. Now, I don't have them separated. Like, I don't know which ones I can get on audio and which ones I can't. And I anticipate my physical reading time is going to be low for December because, you know, just as the mom, you're the magic maker. There's so much going on. There's nighttime events, daytime events. There's all sorts of things going on. And the prep up to Christmas is a lot. And so if I have to read a lot of these physically, they may not get done. But we're going to pretend we live in a perfect world where I am going to get all these done because I genuinely am very excited for all of these. So the first readathon is the Tinsel and Tales readathon, and this is put on by Lucy Chronicles. And last year, I think was the first year of it, and she had a bunch of co-hosts that were kind of well-established names in YouTube. And now I think this year she's doing co-hosts that are all small channels. So I will link Lucy's announcement video down below. Definitely go check her out. She is great. She's a Christian fiction YouTuber. And this is a really fun readathon. So the first prompt is a book with Christmas in the title. So you guys, I have a closet, a cupboard, if you will, that I keep all my Christmas books in. And I think I'm using all of my unread Christmas books in these TBRs. So the first one is A Mom for Christmas by Lorraine Beatty. And this is a love-inspired romance about a Christmas reunion. Noah is surprised to see first love Beth back in Dover. Beth left their small Mississippi town and him years ago for a ballet career. Now the only female in Noah's life is his daughter, and he won't risk their future for a temporary reunion with Beth. Now I love a single dad romance. Why? I don't know. But anyway, home to rehab her knee, Beth counts the days to resume her career until she sees her long ago beau. Celebrating Christmas with a handsome man and his adorable child, Beth wonders if the dreams worth chasing were always right in her own backyard. Okay, so, and I think this is funny because it says larger print, and it's not large print, but I would not call this really larger print. It kind of looks bigger on the camera maybe, but so there's that. And this is a Hallmark, not a Hallmark, Harlequin. There you go. Less than 300 pages. I think this is going to be great. So there's that. And I'm not using, I think Lucy intended for everybody to use all Christmas prompts for these. I'm not going to be able to do that, but let's just keep going. So number 2 is a book on your TBR since last Christmas. So I'm not going to tell you a specific book for this because I will be doing my book haul revisit in December. And so there's books but like this one also, I know I got at the November library book sale last year. So I know this one counts. I think all of these actually count, but I will also be doing my book haul revisit. So there's going to be a lot of books that have been on my TBR for a while. Then we have a book with a holiday romance. So we have Christmas at Silver Falls by Jenny Hale. Now this one has also been on my shelf for multiple years because Jenny Hale and I have a tumultuous relationship. So this one is an enchanting holiday romance about the joy of family, second chances, and the magic of finding love under the falling snow. Ever since Scarlett was a little girl, White Oaks Inn has been at the heart of her Christmas. Each holiday, her grandmother fills the old-fashioned hotel with a sense of cinnamon and chocolate, but this year will be the Baileys' last Christmas there unless Scarlett can convince Charlie Bryant, a handsome, successful property developer, to invest in her beloved inn. So I'm going to stop there, but I'm just so in the mood for like these kind of easy, cozy, mindless reads. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm really in the mood for this. So maybe this will be the year it finally gets read. If not, I'm kind of debating unhauling any books that remain because some of these have been on my shelf for years. Then number 4, read the nativity story. So I'm obviously going to be doing that multiple times probably throughout the Christmas season. My kids and I do the Jesse tree. We also do a seek him first is I think what it's called. And it's every day you hide a puzzle piece, and the puzzle piece has a verse from the nativity story, and so you put the puzzle together and then you have the whole nativity story. So I'm going to be doing that in a variety of different ways. Next is a book with a festive cover. So again, any of these could count, but I'm going to do On Christmas Eve by Thomas Kincaid and Catherine Spencer. So Thomas Kincaid, my sister loved him, and she's a whole bunch younger or older than me, and so I grew up like looking at Thomas Kincaid things. She had them everywhere. I think we have puzzles of them, and this is a very festive, wintry cover. So there's this one. It is sometimes the best gifts are those that were once lost and are rediscovered. So it's a second chance romance about Lucy and Charlie. It's been on the rocks. With the newfound confidence that comes with her nursing career, Lucy realizes she doesn't need to put up with Charlie's nonsense. But just as she's about to call it quits, a lost-looking teenager crosses her path. Seeing that the girl is sick and alone, Lucy takes her in despite Charlie's protest. This could be what makes or breaks their frayed relationship, but right now Lucy's main concern is getting the girl's real story and helping her if she'll let Lucy in. Betty is a busy woman, but with a grown son embarking on his own life and an ex-husband starting a new family, she realizes she's too busy to find a life partner on her own. That is until Santa bears an unexpected gift at the Rotary Club's Christmas party, himself. Has the holiday cheer gone to her head, or is she really attracted to a struggling magazine writer who plays dress up? So is this 2 stories, or just they're going to combine somehow, I'm guessing? So there's that for a festive cover. Then we've got a Christmas book with an adaptation. So I have the John Grisham one, Skipping Christmas, and I'm not going to reread that because I really like that. It's a direct adaptation for Christmas with the Cranks, but I'm going to take the Christmas out of it, and I'm going to say just a book with an adaptation. My books just fell. Is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I've never read her before, but it says now a Netflix film. So this is You're Next, The Fault in Our Stars. Theodore Finch spends each day thinking of ways he might die, but every day he also searches for and manages to find something to keep him here and alive and awake. Violet Markey lives for the future, counting the days until graduation until she can escape her small Indiana town and her aching grief in the wake of her sister's death. When Finch and Violet meet on the ledge of a bell tower at school, it's unclear who saves who. Soon, it's only with Violet that Finch can be himself, and it's only with Finch that Violet learns to start living. But as Violet's world grows, Finch's begins to shrink. So this is going to be a YA, which always goes quick and easy, and again, I really am kind of craving this kind of book, so there's that. Then we have a book with snow in the title or on the cover. So again, we've checked that box, but I'm going to say Sleigh Bells in the Snow by Sarah Morgan. So Sarah Morgan writes a Christmas book every year, and they're always wonderful, but this is one of her backlists, and this one is more romance than women's fiction, and this says it's an O'Neill Brothers series. So is this, I wonder if I need to know stuff. Do I? You guys let me know. It's kind of chunky. It's almost 400 pages, but it's mass market. So once upon a time, Christmas was Kayla Green's favorite time of year. Now, all the workaholic wants for Christmas is for it to be over as fast as possible. So when duty calls her to the snowy Vermont to close a deal with a new client, she's grateful for an excuse to avoid the holidays. Jackson O'Neill. So I'm guessing this is a series of brothers, and I'm okay to just read it, but left a thriving business behind to return home and salvage his family's resort. It's in his blood and he can't let it fail. Now that he's got marketing whiz Kayla Green working with him to put Snow Crystal on the map, success is on the horizon. So again, another in story, but there's that. And then the last one for this one is a Christmas mystery, which I also do not have. So we're just going to do a mystery, and that is going to be Murder Road by Simone St. James. So I think this was on a TBR earlier in the year, and I did not read it, and I just recently read The Haunting of Maddie Clare by Simone St. James, and that was her debut, but I did not like it. And I've read Broken Girls, and I liked it, but didn't love it. And so this is kind of going to be a third time is kind of either saying Simone St. James is for me or she's not. But I think this is about a couple who stumbles upon a young couple find themselves haunted by a string of gruesome murders committed along an old deserted road. So it's in 1995. They find a hitchhiker. They take her to the hospital, and then I think maybe they're implicated or something. I don't know. I've heard really great things about this, and I don't know if it has Simone St. James' signature like paranormal twist. I think it does. So knowing that going in is helpful, I guess. But I've heard great things, and this is an author that I really want to know, is she just not for me? Because I've heard Broken Girls is a lot of people's favorites, and that one was not, like, I didn't love it. And so we'll see if this is good, and if not, I'll probably be done with Simone St. James. So that is the Tinsel and Tales Readathon TBR, and that, like I said, is Lucy Chronicles. She'll be linked down below. She's wonderful. Now, the next one is called Merry Bookmiss, and both of these are the full month of December, I believe. And this one is hosted by Completely Melanie, and I really enjoy her content too. I know she has co-hosts, but Completely Melanie is kind of like the one who runs this show. So the first prompt for this, it's the challenges are the 12 ornaments of Bookmiss, I think. And so the first one is a star. So you're going to read the group book, How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. I'm not going to do that because I just don't have any interest, and I'm really trying to read off my shelves. And so there's that. Number 2 is the Nutcracker. Read a book with a battle or war. So I'm going to be reading The Midwife of Auschwitz by Anna Stewart. So obviously this takes place during World War II. It's Auschwitz 1943. As I held the tiny baby in my arms, my fingers traced the black tattoo etched across her little thigh, and I prayed that one day the set of numbers identical to her mother's would have the power to reunite a family torn apart by war. So inspired by a true story, test of one woman's fight for love, life, and hope during a time of unimaginable darkness. So to break up all the cute, cozy stuff, we're going to read this sucker. Then we have Tinsel. Read a book with foil on the cover. I had no idea how hard that would be. So we're going to read Debbie McComer's The Gift of Christmas. And it's hard to tell, but there's kind of foiling up here. The letters are kind of foiled. This is actually like a bind up of The Gift of Christmas by Debbie McComer and In the Spirit of Christmas by Linda Goodnight. I truthfully hate these editions of books. I don't like when there's 2 books in one, especially mass market. And this one is one that we've literally taped together, and I've never read it. So why am I keeping it? I don't know. So I'm going to read the Debbie McComer book, and if it's just okay or not great, then I'll probably go ahead and just unhaul this, because I'm not going to, I don't know. We'll see. I don't really want to have this on my shelf. So I'm going to read the Debbie McComer one, and then we'll decide if I go on from there. Then the garland. And I want to know, do you guys have garland on your tree or not? We have multiple trees. We have a fake one, and then we always go get a real one. And on our fake one, we have like fake berry garland, that is, I mean, I guess it's berries. I don't know. They're just like beads, and they're pretty, I guess, but the kids really just love them. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm a less is more kind of tree person. I really love just lights on the tree and minimal ornaments. So do you guys do garland? Do you guys do tinsel? Because I've never done tinsel. That sounds like a nightmare to me, but it's pretty. My sister does it, I think. It's pretty when it's there, but not for me. Anyway, so garland. Read a book that has a design that wraps around the book. It could be on the dust jacket or the book itself. So I'm going to be reading Meet Me Under the Mistletoe by Jenny Bayless. So this one, you can see this green stuff wraps around. So how about that? This is another one that has been on my shelf forever. And Jenny Bayless is another author that I'm kind of hit and miss on. This says, a city bookshop owner heads to the English countryside for a holiday reunion, only to face her childhood enemy. So we'll see. Enemies to lovers is not my favorite. Again, this is one that I'm going to give a try, and if I don't like it, it's just going to move off my shelves because I've had it for multiple years. Then we have, let's see, Snowflake. Read a book with a cold setting. So I'm going to be reading No Room at the Inn by Melody Carlson. So I really like Melody Carlson, at least what I've read before. This is about the people of Christmas Valley. How fitting. Always celebrate Christmas to the fullest extent. The mayor plays Santa. Every business is holiday themed. And there's a nativity for the kids each Christmas Eve. The town knows Christmas, but nothing goes according to plan this year. Edith learns that none of her grown children can visit for Christmas, so to fill the empty rooms she usually reserves for them in the Shepherd's Inn, she decides to welcome paying guests for the first time in 17 years. She and her husband, Pastor Charles Ryan, pray about who will occupy the 5 rooms, and boy, are they in for a wild ride. So this sounds really sweet. Obviously, it's a cold setting. It is snow everywhere. Then we have lights. Because they give off heat and it's summer in Australia, read a book set in Australia. Now that's really hard to search. So I'm going to read The Secrets of Midwives by Sally Hepworth, because Sally Hepworth is an Australian author, and I think most of her books are set in Australia. So if I'm wrong, this is my fault, but this is a second midwife book. So the 3 generations of women, secrets in the present and from the past, a captivating tale of life, loss, and love. So this is about a 3rd generation midwife determined to keep the details surrounding her own pregnancy, including the baby's father, hidden from her family and coworkers. Her mom finds it unbearable to let this secret rest. The more Grace prods, the tighter Neva holds to her story, and the more the lifelong differences between private, quiet Neva and open, gregarious Grace start to strain their relationship. So, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's secrets, family secrets, women's fiction, midwives, historical maybe Australian. We got a lot of question marks on this, but it sounds good. Then we have candy canes. Read a sweet or cozy book. So a lot of these can fit the bill, but I'm going to do another Melody Carlson and say The Christmas Dog. And again, these are really short, 150-page kind of novellas about, this one is a little before 7 on Monday morning. Betty woke to the sound of someone trying to break into her house. At least that's what it sounded like. It was that scruffy dog again, Jack Jones' mongrel. The dog crouched down, whimpering, and despite Betty's bitter feelings toward her neighbor, she felt a tinge of pity for the poor dirty animal. Betty didn't even like dogs. So sorry if you could hear the baby screaming. She's frustrated about something. But anyway, so this is my sweet and cozy book. Then Pinecone, read a book set in nature. So this is one that I've had from the library for a hot minute. Until the Streetlights Come On by Jenny Urich. She is the author or the creator of 1,000 Hours Outdoors. And so this is just about taking kids back to the times where they're playing outside. So very nature focused. It's a nonfiction, so I mean, it's kind of a stretch, but not really. Then we have Sleigh. Read a book with some sort of transportation on the cover. So I'm going to be reading Confessions on the 745, which is got a bus on the cover. It's a thriller by Lisa Unger, which I don't think I've read a Lisa Unger before, and so I'm really interested to do that. Let's see. Selena is commuting home on the train when she strikes up a conversation with a beautiful stranger in the next seat. The woman introduces herself as Martha and soon confesses that she's been having an affair with her boss. Selena in turn confesses that she suspects her husband is sleeping with the nanny. When the train arrives at Selena's station, the 2 women part ways, presumably never to meet again. Then the nanny disappears. As Selena is pulled into the mystery of what happened, and as the fractures in her marriage grow deeper, she begins to wonder, who was Martha really? But she is hardly prepared for what she'll discover. So this sounds juicy. Then we have Belle. I think that rings a bell. Read a hyped book. So I'm going to be reading Never Lie by Frida McFadden. So Frida herself is just hyped galore. So this is about newlyweds searching for the house of their dreams. They find a remote manor that once belonged to Dr. Adrian Hale, a psychiatrist who vanished without a trace. They get trapped, and I don't know. I don't want to know anymore, but this is obviously going to be a cold setting as well. And then Frida, she's the queen of hype, even though, she's got just popcorn books. So there's this. Then we've got a wreath. Read a book with a circle on the cover. So we're going to be double dipping in this Jennifer Niven, I think is how maybe you say her name, this Jennifer Niven pool. And so we're going to be holding up the universe with all these circles. So this one is another one that I just recently got, and from Laura from Laura's Lovely Library, which I will also link down below. And this is a YA about 2 people it's a YA about 2 teenagers. One is dubbed the America's Fattest Teen. She is just, not treated well. And then he's got swagger and has mastered the art of fitting in. He has a secret. He can't recognize faces. The 2 team up and have a friendship. So there's that. And then the last ornament is present. Read a book that has been gifted to you, or gift someone a book. So I'm going to go ahead and just refer you to the video that I just posted, my November in and out, where the majority of the books are from Laura, from Laura's Lovely Library. She so kindly gifted me any book that I wanted off her Pango, and so I got a lot of books. And so I am going to read one of those books. I'm not going to commit to which one. It could be Holding Up the Universe. I don't know if I want to double dip or not, but it could be that, or I don't know, because this is 12, it's a lot of books, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-ish books. And I don't know, my commitment phobia, and just 20 books is a lot. So we'll see. We will see. That is my December TBR. Lots of good possibilities that I cannot wait to read. Let me know which one should I prioritize. Make sure you go check out Lucy and Melanie and Laura, and anybody else I mentioned will be linked down below. But make sure you check them out. Let me know which ones I should prioritize, and let me know what you're reading in December. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.